What's up, guys? Welcome back to Module 1, Lesson number 2. In today's lesson, we are going to cover the basics of what Amazon FBA is and how it works. A couple key things to keep in mind when we're talking about this whole world of selling product on Amazon as a platform. Amazon opens up their platform to third-party sellers like ourselves. There's various ways to obtain different products to sell on Amazon's platform, which we're going to cover in the next lesson. But to have a better understanding of the foundation of Amazon as a platform, let's dive into that. Number 1, Amazon FBA versus Amazon MF. FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. This means that we send the product to Amazon's warehouse. Once the product is active status up on Amazon.com, it automatically has the Prime logo next to it because it is fulfilled through Amazon, which means they can guarantee that 2-day shipping. With Amazon FBA, they are doing most of the legwork. Your job is literally to find the product and send it to Amazon. So you are never directly shipping to a customer. And because of this, you are going to save a ton on your shipping costs, which we'll cover in a whole nother module. But instead of shipping individual products to the customers, you're able to put a bunch of this product inside of one box and send it all at one time to Amazon, and you're done. From there, you simply focus on your pricing on the back end, as well as going out and finding more product. So that's the FBA model, Fulfillment by Amazon. They're doing the legwork, which means there's going to be more fees involved. Now, fees, as far as an accurate breakdown, it really varies product by product. It depends on the dimensions, how much space it's taking up inside of the warehouse, but in general, you can calculate about 30% for fees. This is covering the employee that has to go pick it off the shelf when it sells, box it up and package it and ship it out to the customer. Amazon takes care of all the billing. They take care of the customer service. Everything is handled for you on the back end. So it's essentially like having a warehouse space and your own employee to handle all the back end stuff. But in this case, it's Amazon itself. So that's the foundation of how FBA works. Now, you heard me mention there's also MF. This stands for merchant filled or seller fulfilled. So the big difference between merchant filling an item and FBA, merchant filling or seller fulfilled, is going to be you are listing your product up on Amazon.com. You have the product on hand, and when it sells, you ship it directly to the customer. You cover the shipping cost, which you do get a nice discount through Amazon. You are going to cover the customer service. If they need to do a refund or a return or have questions after the purchase is made, that is on you to take care of that because you are merchant filling that product. This is why most of us love the FBA model. Sure, we're going to pay up on fees much higher than we are on merchant filled, but Amazon is handling all of the headache stuff that we don't like to deal with. So it's totally up to you which method you want to do. There's plenty of sellers that run just a merchant-filled business. They have a big warehouse. They store all of their own stuff. It's similar to eBay in that sense. And then there's the flip side, which is FBA. There's multi-million-dollar sellers out there that only use FBA that don't have to have a massive warehouse space to store all of their stuff because it's going directly to Amazon. And then on the third part, there's also sellers that do both. So you can easily have an FBA model business and then merchant filled certain types of items. I personally like to merchant fill video games because they go in first class USPS, which we'll cover in the shipping module. They're cheap to ship, and I can go out today, let's say Walmart is clearancing out a video game for $5 and it sells for $15, maybe $20 on Amazon. I can list it today and sell it today and ship it today through merchant filled. So there's different ways to capitalize on those opportunities that Amazon gives us. So now that we understand the difference between FBA and merchant filled, let's talk about the two different selling plans that you can be on. Number 1 is going to be called individual plan or the free plan. This has no upfront costs, no monthly fee to be a seller on Amazon if you choose the individual route. Where they make their money is they are going to charge you $1 for every item sold. So if you sell 5 items your first month, you're going to get a $5 charge on your actual individual plan. If you sell 200 units, you're going to be charged $200, $1 per item, no matter what you sell. So here's where the professional plan or the pro plan will come in handy. The pro plan is a flat $39.99, $40 a month. So if you plan on selling more than 40 units or 40 items per month, it makes sense to just pay the $40 and you'll never be charged over that $40. If you sell 1,000 items in a month, you're still only getting charged that $40. And the other huge benefit of the professional plan, you're paying your $40 a month, and you also now have access to get ungated or unrestricted in different brands and categories. And I tell people right off the bat, if you're going to take the time to go through this course and learn how to do Amazon FBA, don't treat it like a hobby, treat it like a business. Just get the professional plan, $40 a month. You're never going to be charged a dime more than that. And you're able to go out strong right from the gate, and you're able to sell more than 40 items and not get charged for that. I've seen too many sellers that don't want to be locked into a monthly subscription, and so they are an individual seller on the individual plan. But the problem is, I've seen sellers that will sell 90 or 100 or 200 units, and they're paying $1 per unit to be sold. So you're paying up to 3 times as much when you could have just done the professional plan out of the gate. So now you understand the difference between the individual plan and the professional plan. I'm telling you, if you're going to do this business, just go pro with it and get the professional. Last foundational topic when it comes to the basics of how Amazon works, whether it's FBA, individual plan, etc., you are going to have fees. Now, when you do FBA, Amazon is storing your product in their warehouse. So if you have bigger items that are considered oversized, you are going to get charged more for the space they are taking up. Amazon doesn't necessarily care about the weight of an item. It's more so the dimensions when it's sitting on a shelf there. So 2 different types of fees to keep an eye out for, and we can dive into this in another lesson when we go over terms of service. But for now, you just need to understand 2 things. 1, you're going to have monthly storage fees, which just means you're going to pay a couple cents per item, depending on the size, of course. But in general, you're going to pay a couple cents per item per month that you have sitting in their warehouse space, taking up that shelf space. The second type of storage fee is going to be called LTSF, long-term storage fees. These are the ones that miraculously seem to catch people off guard because people don't like to read the TOS, so they get surprised when it comes around, but it comes around the same 2 times every single year. February and August. If you have product sitting in that warehouse for more than 6 months, Amazon is going to charge you X amount of dollars, and it changes every year. So read the TOS and you can get updated info based on what that current pricing looks like. They're going to charge you per square cubic foot that your product is taking up. And that storage fee, that long-term one, is going to hit every February and then every August. So that's just something I wanted to put out there right in the beginning of this entire course, because I do not want you to go and post in Facebook groups or complain on Instagram that you got hit with surprise fees when you should know up front. This is part of being resourceful, like we talked about in the first lesson, being resourceful enough to understand the TOS, understand the fee system, understand how your business is going to be operating, because you need to know these costs. Too many people start an Amazon FBA business. They get into it, they're pumped up, they're just excited to start making money and flipping products, but they don't understand how it all works. So you have to have an understanding of the terms of service. You have to have an understanding of your cost of selling. So that's what we wanted to cover here, is just to give you a nice foundation of the basics of how Amazon operates as a platform. Thanks for tuning in for lesson number 2. We'll see you in the third one.